Excitement to do this video for this knife is just over the top. I cannot believe that I skipped out on this knife before. This is the KERSHAW Blur. Alright, Ken Onion design. 1670, that's the black wash steel. This thing has aluminum handles with a G10 or rubberized inserts on them. And it's like the rubberized skateboard tape. It's not the sandpaper tape, but more like 3M tape where you can get it and put it on on step ladders where it's not too harsh on your hands. At least I don't feel it is. A coworker of mine, I actually gave a coworker of mine a Kershaw hot wire, and as a gift, I was like, hey, I was at Walmart and I saw this and I thought of you because it was a super sleek, tiny knife. And a week later, he's like, oh, hey, there you are. Come here, I got something for you. I didn't like it, but since you got me the hot wire, I went out and I was looking at buying other knives, and so I bought the Kershaw Blur, and I tried it out, and I just didn't like it. But since you gave me a knife, I want to give you something that's really cool. Now, this is a $50 knife. It's a $40 to $50 knife, maybe on sale. You can get it for $20. I haven't seen it on sale for $20, but it probably is. But to have somebody who is just willing to give you $50, like, here's the box. Like, here's the Kershaw box, right? He stuck it in his pocket. He's like, he tried getting out. He's like, it just doesn't fit my hand, doesn't fit the way it was, but since you got me something and you've been there helping me out, I want to give you this. So I am extremely grateful. That man's name is Joel. So Joel, I'm going to send you this video if you're watching. Dude, thank you. I am so damn happy with this knife. Reason being is that, look how fast that is. That is just insane fast. I know they call it the speed safe knife, and it really is, but to have an aluminum handled knife with this rubber texturing, I was thinking about putting this rubber texturing on my cryo here. Buying some 3M tape and just cutting it to the way I like it in different pattern, but damn, the lines, the swooping of this, online I didn't like the look of this knife. I just didn't. I don't like serrated blades, as you can see here. I have my Kershaw and it doesn't have any serrations on it, but you can get the cryos with serrations on them. And the same thing with the Blur, you can get it with and without it, but I'm not crazy about that. But hell, this is an awesome knife. I like the way it looks. I like it the way it looks with the serrations. It has this recurve in the blade here, and it's more like a kukri style. You can see it is a curved top, drop point, spear point combo. There's only one grind coming from here down. There's not really a second grind on the top of the blade. The blade is oily. I just wiped it down, so I just did a previous video. The pocket clip is a low profile pocket clip. It is very low profile. It has the finger cut out here, so if you're coming from a different angle, if you're left-handed, you can fit it in there. I will say I missed the flipper. I liked having the flipper because the flipper was just more of a handguard, but this actually comes out beyond my hand, and I like that. Right here, when I have this extra space for my pinky, if I've got a hammer grip on the knife, if I've got a good grip on it, if I have to do a full swing cut or a chopping motion, even drawing motion, I like to have my hand back here so as I can draw across the table. Well, it shouldn't be drawing across this table. This is my my desk, as you see, my beat up desk, but I love it. The texturing for the tape, the rubberized texturing that they put on both sides, so you can move the pocket clip. Down here, it's not going to be left-handed carry, even though I carry this left-handed. I carry this in my left-handed pocket. I deploy it with my left hand. I'm right-handed, so when I open this up, I pull it out. I pull it out like this from the top here. I'm pinching it. My hand comes down, and it comes open. There we go. See, I didn't actuate the blade all the time, and I like that too. Is that I didn't actuate the speed safe because you can keep your hand on top here, and keep the speed safe from ejecting the blade all the ways, because sometimes you just need to pierce something real quick. You need to pierce a box, plastic box, and maybe you're in a store or something like that because you're super excited for opening a video game. I don't need to open up the knife completely to run it across an Xbox box or PlayStation box just to cut all the plastic off it. Although some days you kind of have to. Um, the weight on this, I don't notice it. This my cryo is heavier than the Blur, and I'm astounded because when you use a lighter material, the entire knife is lighter. But I don't feel like this is aluminum. This to me feels like it's a plastic scale when I'm holding it, but it gets cold. It doesn't sound like plastic. It doesn't look like plastic, but it's a great mixture. I'm whatever mixture they're using for this handle is just amazing. Whatever alloy. But the benefit of this blade is that it's a rather large blade, so it is menacing. This is this can be a menacing knife, or if you're like an actual person and not somebody who is just like everything's scary. I've met people like that are just terrified. I've pulled out my cryo. I've pulled out tiny pocket knives and they're like, and they recoil with fear because they're like, oh, I just didn't want you cutting me with it. I'm 5 feet away from you. Why are you afraid? Why are you projecting your fears on me? And this is the kind of knife where somebody could project their fears on you. But that's their problem, not mine. But playing with this, I've been, that's, playing with that speed safe, in an interim where, I'm sitting and I'm not doing anything, and this isn't in public. When I'm at home, I'm sitting there, I'm bored, I'm trying to see if I can get the speed safe to fail, right? Right, with the cryo, it's almost impossible unless you interrupt this blade to have the speed safe fail on you, right? The cryo here, I will say, is that, see, I'm just dragging my finger along that blade is enough to keep the speed safe, and just right along here. So if I don't keep my thumb up, it will stop the blade from deploying. One of the other things that I'm not too crazy about is that the liner lock here, I like a frame lock, but with aluminum you can't really do a frame lock. So they did a inlaid liner lock of steel. It doesn't shift over as far. And I've never been able to get this thing slam closed on it at all. And I'm applying a lot of force, so it's going to be fine. As time goes on, the finish is going to wear off on the blade. And then this liner, just like this one here, this frame lock, is going to apply deeper and deeper into the center of the knife until it reaches that point where the cutout for this knife is going to be too long for this to shift over. So as you use these knives, their lock becomes stronger and stronger. So part of just doing that, it locking, is wearing that lock in. And if you do wear out a lock on a knife, I am pretty sure Kershaw would probably warranty it. Or for $50, just buy a new one. Alright guys, I'm going to try and roll in some slow-mo video for you here. Try it out. Hold it in your hands. Feel it. See if you like it. Like, this is one of the ones where it's like, buy a cryo, you'll be happy with a cryo. A cryo or a cryo 2, you'll be happy with them. If you want a smaller one, get the cryo 2. I believe that's the way that works. If you want a cool knife and it's something that you're just not sure on, ask somebody. Or buy it from Amazon and return it if you don't like the feel of it. Try it out in your pocket. Take a look at it. Make sure that the blade is the shape the way you want it. And that's why these companies have return policies. But and even if you don't return it, you can sell it or give it to somebody as a gift. don't know anybody who's been upset when I've given them a knife as a gift, unless it's a really, really crappy knife.